Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurhazal bint Abdurrahman. So here I want to present the introductions on 1 January 2016, the 70 Sustainable Development Goals of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development adopted by world leaders in September 2015 at a historic UN summit, officially coming to force. Over the next 15 years, with these new goals that universally apply to all countries, will mobilize efforts to end all forms of poverty, fight inequalities, and tackle climate change while ensuring that no one is left behind. Sustainable Development Goals 1 calls for an end to poverty in all its manifestations by 2000. It aims to provide social protections for the poor and vulnerable, increase access to essential services, and support people harmed by climate-related extreme events and other economic, social, and environmental shocks and disaster-based technologies are central, among other things including forecasting natural disaster and better coordinate subsequent aid provisions, optimizing sustainable utilizations of natural resources, providing efficient support to vulnerable populations, and mapping populated areas and their access to essential services. One of the government's efforts to eradicate poverty is Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia. Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia was established in September 1987. The Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia adopted the Ikhtiar project to eliminate poverty of the rural poor in Malaysia with some modifications from the government's base model. The objective of aims are to give out benevolent loans to finance income-generating activities such as farming, fishing, and trading to the poor households and eventually move out from the poverty groups. It is complementary to government objective in eradicating poverty amongst the low-income families in Malaysia. Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia operational costs are borne through its administrative charge to its borrowers, state government, the federal government, banks and financial institutions, and the private sectors. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum to my lecturer. My name is Nukrato Ain Batisha binti Muhammad Johari. Today, I would like to present about the discussion to effort of the Program to Sustainable Development. In this Program to Sustainable Development, it will divide into 4 efforts, namely Skim Pembiayaan Ikhtiar (SPI), Program Kewangan Mikrobandar (PKMB), Project Ikhtiar, and the last one is influence of the drafting of the 1989 National Women's Policy and the second National Women's Policy 2009. The first efforts of the Program to Sustainable Development is Skim Pembiayaan Ikhtiar (SPI). It is a microfinance program meant to help the poor and marginalized, especially in rural regions, boost their income and get out of poverty. AIM members are called Sahabat AIM. In 2008, AIM concentrated on finding and assisting housewives in the poorer cities. AIM has provided RM 7.5 billion in microfinance to 330,000 local business. The poor are those with a monthly income below RM 2,300. 58% of the funds went to retail entrepreneurs, with the balance going to service, plantation and fisheries. Salma Mahmud 2006 found that Sahabat AIM's economic performance was improving. His research indicates that participants' income climbing from RM 339.11 to RM 1,086. The second efforts of the Program to Sustainable Development is Program Kewangan Mikrobandar (PKMB). AIM split its wings to the area in 2008 with the 100 million ringgit Malaysia Program Kewangan Mikrobandar (PKMB). This aims to help the urban poor with a monthly income of 2,000 ringgit or 400 per capita. Friends get these loans to start small business. PKMB is a rural alternative to AIM that use a core group approach. At the end of 2009, there were 70 PKMB branches in Kuala Lumpur and others in Seremban, Johor Bahru and Kuala Terengganu. According to Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia 2009, the PKMB had 21,6,500 members in December 2009. AIM has 241,659 members when the Rural Microcredit Scheme and PKMB in the city are combined. The total for the urban and the rural balance is 86. This data clearly indicates AIM's role in reaching rural and urban poor. Project ITIA are also one of the efforts of the Program to Sustainable Development. The 30-month pilot project, Project ITIA, was conducted in Selangor Nanwest region. It included providing loans to 373 of the area's poorest family, including 232 men and 141 women, affectionately referred to as Sahabat. This demonstrated the project feasibility by providing microfinancing for various economic activities among the participating Sahabat, including miscellaneous stores, restaurants, merchants, and the local farmers market, vegetable and paddy planting, and animal keeping. The initiative also proved that the impoverished could put their money to good use and repay their debts. The research was undertaken on the participating Sahabat in the pilot project ITIA to determine the project performance and effect at the end of June 1988. According to the impact assessment research, the female Sahabat had a greater rise in income with an extra 136 ringgit per month compared to just 65 per month for the male Sahabat. The outcomes give the founding committee more confidence in expanding the project ITIA to other states in the nation with high poverty levels. Based on this result, Project ITIA established that women rather than males should be primary users of future microcredit facilities. On September 17, 1987, the Project ITIA was formalized as Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia AIM under the Trusted Incorporation Act 1952 Act 258, which was being built up to encompass the entirety of Malaysia. The last efforts of the Program to Sustainable Development is influence of the drafting of the 1989 National Women's Policy and the Second National Women's Policy 2009. According to Nur Aini 1996, the efforts to eradicate poverty among rural women are enshrined in the second goal of the National Women's Policy DWN, which is to integrate women in any development sector in line with the needs and abilities of women themselves, such as in improving living standards, eradicating family poverty, improving education, and so on. Therefore, it can be said that the drafting of this DWN expects women to participate and be actively involved in all stages of development, namely at the stage of planning, implementation, and evolution of development projects. They are not limited to the traditional sector only, but must redeem all sectors and layers of the economy with the goals and principles of DWN. Women from poor families, especially those who serve as single mothers due to divorce or the death of their husband, are also allowed to become AIM participant. Apart from that, Impact Study 1 conducted in 1988 by AIM staff found that female friends, 84% from the study sample show with a better average income increase of RM 130 per month compared to male participants who only 65% show an increase in income of 63 ringgit Malaysia per month, which is almost half of the total income of the female participants. Although AIM participants were women, the use of capital provided by AIM was allowed by either her husband or her son. This is because the approach used by AIM during the planning and implementation of a project increased family income, allow the involvement of the husband or family first. It can be said that the formulation of the DWN is also a contributing factor because it provides an opportunity for rural women to engage in more powerful activities without leaving their hometowns to increase the income of rural poor families. That's all from me. Thank you. I will pass to the next presenter.
My name is Nurul Shazana and I will proceed to the benefit of no poverty. The Sustainable Development Goals aim to end poverty in all its forms globally. It promotes social security, increase access to essential service, and increase resilience to natural disasters that threaten people, life, and resources. For begin, we can compete with other development countries. The quality and value of social life, culture, education, environment, politics, spiritual, and moral aspect of society are all improved. Because if poverty is eradicated in this country, the government assistance to the poor will be wasted. The government should use the aid to repair damaged infrastructure or build a new infrastructure for the people. This can help Malaysia's international image. The government can also improve student education. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the government should provide students with laptops so they can access lessons more easily. Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia is one of the country's NGOs is closely linked to the distribution of aid to the poor. The government's capital funding has aims success and sustainability. In the context of the new economic policy, national development policy, and national vision policy, AIM is seen as a champion of the government's agenda. The ability to compete with other wealthy countries is clearly one of the benefits of eradicating poverty. Next, the ability to develop human capital is another benefit of the no poverty. Human capital development contributes to the country's economic growth because highly skilled workers are required to support the economy's transition to knowledge-intensive activities, technologies, and innovation. The 11 Malaysian Plan Human Capital Development Program aims to produce highly skilled workers. A competitive and inclusive labour market will enable Malaysians to participate in and benefit from the country's economic growth. Education investment also help improve social mobility and people well-being. Thus, human capital development can boost overall productivity. This will improve efficiency and thus income. For Malaysia to reach its final stage of development, this focus area will produce world-class human capital. Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia is one of the NGOs willing to help students start the businesses. AIM can help preserve human capital, enhancing the country's knowledge and innovation capabilities, and nurturing the first-class mind. It can also forge future progress and change in all areas. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Amir Azmi bin Abdul Khalid, and today I'm going to present the third and fourth benefits of the program by Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia to sustainable development. The third benefit is stabilizing the economy. As a means of reducing volatility and encouraging growth that benefits all people, microeconomic stabilization involves putting in place a complete system of fiscal and monetary institution and policy. We also need a set of economic laws and regulation to regulate everything from budgeting to central banking to international trade. The stability of the economy is necessary for economic growth because it is linked to job creation and better living standards. Furthermore, we can see the contribution by Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia in stabilizing the economy in microcredit financing program. This program creates a positive impact on income, production and employment, especially in rural non-formal sector. It is proof that microcredit program reduced unemployment rate among clients and made a positive contribution to their standard of living. With this program, all self-employment can create sales and increase their production, which indirectly create a job opportunity. Hence, Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia program in providing microcredit scheme will increase the economic income, thus stabilize the economy. In addition, Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia also aims to increase the economic contribution of women. Women will continue to play an important role in the development of future generation. The government is taking further steps to help women overcome the obstacles that stand in their way of realizing their full potential and actively contributing to the growth and social development. The administration intention to provide the best possible service is compatible with Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia to aid women, especially those in the B40. Last but not least, benefits of Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia programs are equal rights to economic resources. Almost all men and women, particularly the poor and vulnerable, will have equal access by 2030 to economic opportunities and essential service, including ownership of land and other forms of property. To help the poor, Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia projects help women entrepreneurs in particular create their own enterprise. Debtors that fall into B40 status are enabled to get funding from banks, which often needs guarantees and other forms of special documentation. And financing program give these people a chance to rise beyond their circumstances. This is one of Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia's most successful initiative, and it serves as a platform for the poor to start a small businesses on their own. In a fair and just society, everyone has the freedom, choice, and ability to benefit from the service and resources that will raise their standard of life. In conclusion, these benefits or advantages are aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals, which is no poverty. Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia and other NGOs are committed in succeeding this goal that intended to achieve in 2030. By these efforts, it really becomes the answer to a better future. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Azmin Ifan Ismaino. Okay, to wrap it all, poverty is one of the silent killers of a nation. Countries are often criticized if the amount of poverty in the country is high. Not only that, it shows the incompetence of a government in a country if they fail to reduce poverty in their country. The rate of poverty in Malaysia is going higher as time passes, and Amanah Ikhtiar is one of the body that fights poverty in Malaysia, and with the activity that has been conducted by Amanah Ikhtiar able to be implemented, hopefully it can reduce poverty in Malaysia. With this, poverty can be abolished and make a nation better. It is of utmost importance for us to fight poverty, as not only it's detrimental to society, it also can affect the economy of the country. So that's all from us. Thank you.